Wait.
All right, welcome back to the podcast. So, as y'all can see from the title of the video, is something that should happen 2 weeks ago, but it is what it is. John and Priest, Cam, whatever his name is, they got like 15 different names, about to do debate. So this how it's gonna work. John and Peter, whoever wants to go first goes first. Me and Jose will be muted, but I will moderate it. And if niggas get too loud, if they try to talk with each other, you will get muted. Okay, you understand? All right, whoever wants to go first, to go first. Me and Jose
I'll
muted.
go first. I'll go first. You
All right, John,
Okay.
go ahead.
know. Well, hello, podcast. All right, Peter. We're talking about what again, Peter?
So the topic is that is having a racial fetish considered racist? I'm on the fence if that is. You're not.
I feel like that the fetishization is like preferring the two different things. Someone can have a preference for a certain race and find them like more attractive. Like typically when people talk about dating and shit like that. But a fetish is like objecting romance, you know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
so like we're talking about the black community, right? So for black people, that will include obsession and that will include the sexual context of it. So this can be harmful because people tend to like fetish when people have fetish over something, they tend to only involve the sex into it, nothing else. So I can see how it can be harmful. I wouldn't say it's necessarily racist, but I can see the harm in doing it when sex is only involved.
So okay, I understand your blog pocket when you're working on. You're under the defense that okay, so you're under the defense how you see how fetishization is harmful to the individual, but don't see how the correlation to one's race could be racist. This is
Exactly.
why I want to go on and say this. I have a whole thing prepared, ready, right? Since do we like how? So we kind of have the. Am I good to say we kind of have kind of like the understanding of what fetishization is?
Yes.
Like the sexual desires of like a certain trait or person has, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we passed that. So, mm, okay, hold up.
Are you ready?
Okay,
Huh?
right. This is where I have to like go in depth of why I think it's racist, right? To understand racism, you understand what racism versus is, right?
Yes.
So racism to me is the complex. Okay, right. Racism is a complex, deeply integrated topic, a concept that is deeply woven into the Western people, which is the West, right? The United States, our culture, right?
Exactly.
Everything fundamentally due to our historical past is rooted in racism, right? And we just don't know it, and we need to like, look within ourselves to decontextualize this racism, right?
Yeah.
So we need to understand the separation between a preference and fetishization. So you said how you don't. You said you think having a racial preference is not racist. Just the concept of preferring one over the other.
Exactly.
I propose that there is a clear line of fetishization and preference. If a person is only exclusively dating a person outside of their race because of the race, that is inherently racist. Because we need to look why are they doing that? This is where my definition of racism comes to play. I don't think racism is the simple bigotry or hatred one has for another race. Or how, like for example, if a white person hates a black person because they're black, that's of course racist, but it's not the only version of racism we have, right? To me, the definition I came to be is that racism is having an unjust is to racially to unjust. Okay, hold up. Racism to me is the unjust discrimination of a person based on their race. What this means is that let's say I want to work at a job, right? But I'm black, right?
Hmm.
And if the person who's hiring people say they don't want to hire me because I'm black and black people are lazy, that's racist because he made an unjustified assumption of my character based on my race. That's in fact that's racist. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
So when we look at dating, we look at the dating world, dating pool, why someone should date or not, we understand that we as a society, we used to have restriction of someone's purposes. We understand this conceptually. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, then let's look. This is moving forward. This is moving forward, right? So we need to ask ourselves: why is a white person only exclusively dating a black person? To me, I come to the reason that they have this attraction towards this black person is due to their is due to the whatever unjust narrative they have of that person's race in their head. Do you want to give it? Do you want me to give an example?
Yes, please.
Okay, then, right? So on within recent years, there has been the rise of fetishization towards the Asian women of Asian it comes over the recent years. There has been over hypersexualization towards Asian women, and because in the overall narrative some people have is that Asian women are more docile, more feminine, and more submissive compared to most Western women who are confident, who are more in the who more independent, which appears to be more masculine, right?
Yes.
So, due to this conceptual unjustification of what Asian person is based on their race, that understanding to me is racist. To the point we have people from this country going overseas toward Asian women and try to date them due to the fact that they think they're more, easy to submit.
Would that be racist or would that be just be stereotypical?
Stereotypical, the concept of stereotypes are inherently racist. Because, like I said before, when you start to make unjustified assumption when you start to make unjustified assumption of a person based on their race, you are being racist. For example, right? Let's say we're on a court, right? And someone's picking teams, right? And I'm on the court and Uriel's on the court, right? And Uriel is a better basketball player than me. Of course, the person who is picking teams doesn't know that, so he picks me over Uriel because I'm black and Uriel is Puerto Rican. And you ask him, yo, why didn't you pick up my nigga Uriel? He could ball. He said, and he run out of shit. He only picked me because I'm black, and black people, the stereotype of black people being good at basketball, he believes that. Is that not racist?
I feel like that's just stereotypical.
Yeah, but like I said, my definition of racism is once you start unjustifying assuming people based on the race, you are being racist. Stereotypes, exactly that.
So to you, then stereotype is racism then?
Yes, that's my point.
So then what's your definition of stereotype if it's just the same
A
definition?
stereotype to me is, like I said, is the overall simplification of a group of. It's basically the march-like statement based on a group of people.
Mm-hmm.
For example, right? The whole trope of like black people being more anger, like way more aggressive, is a stereotype. The whole trope of Asian people being good at math is a stereotype. You see how like when you start to marginalize people based on their race and give them a narrative, that's a stereotype. And the problem with this is that when you start generalizing things, if we see one person who doesn't fit that, it's automatically wrong. This is a danger of generalizing thing. You see this throughout the landscape of social media, such as TikTok, right? The whole when like 2020 to 2022 with the all men movement, talking about saying all men are rapists, all men are sexist, see that's inherently prone because it paints all men, which is a huge group of people, as under one light, which is physically impossible. You cannot have a term that fits a wide group of people. It can be inherently sexist, it can be racist based on how you want to use things. So when it comes to stereotypes to our community passed down from white supremacists, it's inherently dangerous to us. Have I said anything that like you disagree with?
Nah. I mean, like I'm understanding what you're saying. I mean, it's for like when you said this shit about a stereotype, you gave me the same definition as racism. So it's like
because a race-based stereotype is stereotypic. No, a race-based stereotype is racist.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's similar.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense then. But so like you're not saying like they have the same definition, but you're saying like they're like borderline, they mean the same thing. You're saying that like a stereotype based off of racism, like it comes off of racism. That's basically what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I can see the harm in this shit. I just want to say it's necessarily racist, but I can see the harm in it, especially when it comes to sexual shit. Like for example, when Caucasian people say, "Oh yeah, I want a black guy," so I can see how it feels. Like that's a stereotype because not all black guys have big dicks. Hint you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like
don't say that. Don't say that.
It's
don't
just like
don't say that.
Different. It's just like different shit like that. I can understand the harm in it. I wouldn't say it's racist, but it's just
so like what about it is making you on the fence about what it being racist or not?
I want to see it be racist because there's no harm towards it. Like
but there is.
If there is harm, then I would say it's racist. But if it's just like weird, I wouldn't say that's necessarily racist. Like it's like
but the collective narrative a person might put on the racial dating pool is inherently racist. It's inherently harming to the community. Because at the point, cause like we understand as black men, historically speaking, in the United States, we haven't always been treated the best, right? So when it comes
Exactly.
to stereotypes, it always negatively impacts us. So when there is a white person who's dating a member of our race and only seeing them, fetishizing them because of what they are and what they're a part of, is part of a collection of um is part of a collection of cruelty, not cruelty, but a collection of problems that his race has historically done to ours, right?
Mhm.
Because at that point, to me, it's the fact that they're like dehumanizing us. If that makes sense. So
Yeah.
once you start to fetishize, sexualize, objectify someone, you're taking away their humanity. In my opinion, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I do agree with that.
And that's inherently harmful.
So okay, so let's say for example, you know how the trend with the YNs is coming up, right? Let's say a white person comes up to you and accuses you of being a young nigga, one of those young niggas with like with the switches and shit like that. Is that racist to you?
Can you give me like a certain scenario?
Okay, so let's say you're in Walmart and a group of white teenagers come up to you and accuse you of being a young nigga, them YNs like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, okay, and you're just a regular nigga. You're Peter. You go to college. You're not that.
Mm-hmm.
And they come up to you with a camera saying that you are that, and they like trying to talk to you, ask you questions about it, like you're a part of that type of group. Would you feel like that is racist, or would you feel like that's just stereotypical?
It's definitely it's definitely racist. 100%.
But they're only coming up to you because you're black. That's it.
Yeah, that's definitely racist then.
So what's okay? So then, what's an example of a stereotype? If that is racist to you, then what's an
What
example?
do you mean? Because racial stereotypes are inherently racist.
So then you'll give a racial stereotype the same definition of racism.
What do you mean? My definition of stereotype is inherently falls under the umbrella of racism.
Okay, so you'll have both of those under the same definition then.
No, I have stereotype within the realm of racism because you could be racist in many different ways.
Hmm.
But if I had to pinpoint definition to best pick the best picture, it's the unjust classification and discriminatory action upon someone's race.
Okay, so if a white female got with a black person only because of the BBC shit that's been going around, is that racist to you or is that a stereotype to you?
She has internalized racism, yes. Because like when I say these people are racist,
Hmm.
I'm not saying they're just Klansmen. No, I'm saying like they have, like I said in my original premise, there was like America, the rest has been historically racist countries that we all in some way have internalized racism, if you like to admit it or not, and you have to like deconstructualize. That example is like small racism that can be easily deconstructualized. So yes, that would be racist. It's just that racist, like the term racism has been like really like been like a hot buzzword, and people don't want to be hit with that. But yes, yeah, that would be racism.
Okay, so I'm gonna give a real life example. When Obadiah went to the school y'all went to, KCC, right?
Mhm.
Let's say he only wanted to have black friends, minority friends. He didn't want no white friends, so he got cool with y'all because you guys are minorities. Is that a fetish of racism there, or
It
is
can
that
be.
how?
It can't be if you're going with the prejudgment of he doesn't like white people and holding a different like stand, like he doesn't like white people,
Hmm.
and like you don't like just think they're all like inherently bad. That's it's inherently racism, because I do believe a white person can suffer racism just not as much as a person minority can. But when it comes to like that situation, there is a justified double standard in my opinion, because like conceptually speaking, why he could have an experience that makes him wary. No. I won't say that. Conceptually speaking, there are certain life experiences he has that he relates to more to other black people than a white person can.
Yeah.
But him, like him, like what's the word? Executing that as like completely separating off white people is inherently problematic, and it is racism.
But what if from his past, but also what if he was just comfortable with the minority, so he diverse into KCC with that same mentality? He has
What do
he
you
has
mean?
nothing against the white people, but he's just more comfortable with minorities, so he
If he
just.
so happens to like align himself with like black people, that's only natural thing to do, right? Because like
Hmm.
as person, you because like as people, you're always gonna fall into the crowd that you most identified with. But if he's like it's all about execution to me, right? If he's like if someone is being nice and cordial to him, and they have like if someone, let's say the white person, right? He's being nice, cordial, they have the same mutual interests, right? And they have like the same common things, right? That most friends typically will. And if Oba was like, "You're white, I can't hang with you," that would be racist. But if Oba's like, "We're the fact that there's a white person due to his past experience with dealing with white people, and he understands that this white person is not, it's like it changes his whole perception," that would be as if him this could be on his internalized racism.
So with back to your example, if the you went to a job, you didn't get hired because you was black. But let's say off his past experience, every black person that was in that shop did some foul shit. They stole, they did something. Is it racist for him not to hire you?
Is the person white?
The person is not black. He's not white, but he's not black like you.
I mean, by literal like civil rights law, he has to hire him. He can't openly discriminate towards person based on their like race, religion, sex, or stuff like that. But yeah, it'll still be a problem because you have to like he still has to under the corporate like rule world. He has to still like like he has to like what's the word? He has to message me basically. He has to like, he can't like deny me. So, like, are you still on the fence about how fetishization is like inherent, like still racist?
I think it's weird and harmful, but I wouldn't say it's racist.
What's the one thing that's stopping you thinking, oh, this thing is racist?
If a white person sees me and is like, "Oh, I hate niggers because," I can't say that. If a white person sees me and says, "Oh, I hate all these N-words because all y'all N-words do is steal, rob, and kill," and that's just racist because I haven't done none of those three things, I feel like that's racist because that's more than just harmful. You know what I'm saying?
Like go in depth on that.
Look, I mean, like, it's like a predetermined judgment on my character when someone doesn't know me. You know what I'm saying? And then you're harming my character when you don't even know the character. You know what I'm saying? So you're just blatantly going off of my skin color to harm my character.
So
you're not going off of anything you heard of me or anything.
So we can say that stuff. You're going off a pre what? I want you to say that again. A pre what?
Like they're going off of like a predetermined notion on me when you don't know my character.
And that's that logic applies when someone is like exclusively dating a black person while they're white, because like they have a preconception of their character based on their race, which is like which is the fact inherently harmful. Because like think about it, right? Look at me for example, right? I'm not like you, right? Because like you come off as like you're like 6 foot, you're black, right? You come up as like so you feel more of the popular concept of dark skinned male America, right?
Yeah.
Me, I'm like what 5'9", a little bit skinnier. I wear glasses. I appear out. I don't fit the exact mold of a black person in America, right? And I don't sound like it too.
Yeah.
So when a white girl have this like pre-notion of like people of our community looking like you and come across me, you see how like that prejudgment can like negatively affect me.
Yes.
Because he's basically because she can use that as the way to justify my experience.
Mm-hmm. And that's compare the two for no reason.
Huh?
And then she'll compare you to a nigga like me for no reason.
And that train of thought is essentially how it's happening with people who are exclusively dating a member of a minority group.
Yeah, because all of them have this predetermined notion that they're gonna act like this because they see certain other people of the race acting that way, but not all the people.
Exactly, and if they keep dating people who do fit their standard, people who don't fit that standard will be harmfully affected and be excommunicated within their own community because they will start to get excommunicated from their own community, and tension between the community will restored.
Yes, but that's just on the other person's way of thinking. Like me as a person, I can't change how a white person might approach me or you, and how she might compare me to you or you to me. That's just on that racist fault. If we're talking about white people, that's on the white folks' fault for doing that. That's nothing to do with us as a minority. We can't change how they think or how they compare us to one another. That's just on their way of thinking.
Y'all have 10 minutes left.
Okay. We can by understanding and we can by first taking the step when we are being fetishized or any other of our brothers or sisters are being fetishized to stop this problem, to stop these overall narrative. Because like inherently speaking, every black guy I talk to about this issue has this. They have the same level of like this uncomfortability when talking. We were dealing with like fetishization, right?
Mhm.
I forgot it was like a couple of years ago. There was popular audio of like white women saying they need like a BBC, and
Yeah,
every
exactly.
guy was constantly uncomfortable. We understand why it's uncomfortable. Once we start addressing the issue, then we can like de-racialize, deculturalize the internalized racism within these people, which will overall help our community by first letting these are as racist actions because like people will do racist things, small racist things, but they think that small thing you did wasn't as racist as like like a
Exactly.
Klansman, which is like
Yeah.
which no, it's still racist at the end of the day.
But I mean, do you think people like me, not me, but like people like me, like the 6'2", all that, do you think people would say, "Oh, that's weird," or "I feel uncomfortable"? I don't think they would because they're benefiting from it. If
What do you
two
mean
white
benefiting
girls
it?
came up, if two white girls came up to me and was like, "Oh, you 6 foot and you dark skinned, I want to have sex," why would I feel uncomfortable? I'm a straight male, and these girls come up to me because of my sexual appearance, because of my
Just
physical appearance.
because, just okay, first of all, just because two I assume very attractive white women wants to have it with you because your blood doesn't make it less of an issue.
Hmm.
It's still equally as an issue.
But it would be hard for someone like me to say, "Oh, it's an issue," because I'm benefiting from it as well. So it's
That's
like
that
no
that
harm, no foul type of thing.
because with that comes with that comes with like another like issue of like pretty privilege.
Hmm.
Because you know me, like I don't want to like go into it, but like conceptually speaking, we will let people who look more physically attractive get away with more things, right?
That's true. That's true.
Because like if someone would like rape another individual, if that person is attractive, they get more of a leeway.
I
Because
promise.
let's say a boy gets like has raped by a really above attractive high school teacher,
Yes.
we're not gonna we it's
Say
wrong,
anything. We're
it
not
should
going to
be
say anything.
punishable,
Hey,
but
say our word. If it don't get taken
oh
down,
word, okay.
say our word.
Okay, my apologies. If a above attractive high school teacher, female
Hmm.
teacher, all words a
Yeah,
young boy, whether if he likes it or not, that's still problematic. That's still predatory, and that's still pedophilia. Just because it may seem like a win, it's not a win, based off the basis of it. Because we understand we need to take away hypocrisy as most as best we can.
hmm. But I feel like as a community, I agree. But as a community, that's like not going to happen, only because of the ignorance in the way. If people see no harm, no foul, if they're benefiting from it, they're not going to stop it. I've seen
It's
that. I've seen that in my own eyes.
it can be more widespread because the overgeneralization of fetishism is the fact that it's racist. So we kind of reading in that regard, and it starts with like people like you taking a step and saying, "Yeah, this is a problem. This in effect contributes to racism, and this in fact is a racist."
But do you not think that would turn more black people against one another if that is to be brought up?
I
Because then
mean,
certain people are going to feel attacked.
2024, and the conversation is only getting stronger, and more black men are understanding it. And
Yeah,
the only ones who disagree are just actually just like kids who don't know better, like really.
kids or niggas that are doing it. Like,
Either people who are really old and don't want to change, or kids who are already impressionable. People within our age range who actually can make a change in the world are actually coming along with this concept. Because I was on your side thinking about just a preference, a win to win, but I understand the overall bigger issue. Yeah, it's like racist. Because like because like we didn't get to get to this point of the topic I want to talk about, but like let's say you are dating a woman, right?
mhm.
She's white. She's dating you because you're black. Let's
Uh,
just say she
mhm.
said that if you would like, let's say you just like magically turn to a white man, right? You're a white jaw, right? You're
Yeah,
still equally attractive as you are as a black man, as a white person. But she's good. But since you're not black no more, she leaves you.
exactly.
That that undertone is inherently racist. It makes no sense for that person to leave, and it's also dehumanizing because she didn't see you for a job. Because realistically speaking, if you mentally did turn white and
Hmm.
you're still like it's the same person, still physically attractive, equally amount as a black person, you see will still stay with you. But if you see leaves, that's a prime example of a racist.
Okay, I understand. I understand that, and I do agree that is racist. But let me ask you this:
Hmm.
so, if I only want to date inside my race, am I racist for that?
Depends. because I do believe that due to the historical events that black people has faced and the cultural erasure that white people has committed on black people,
Mhm.
stealing them from the homelands, the seasoning that happens in the Caribbean island, like Haiti and Jamaica, and the fact that African Americans have to like make their own cultural racial identity, and to preserve that, I do believe preserving of a minorities group cultural experiences, but people need to understand that when it comes like, let's say I want to preserve my Haitian heritage, right? So I only date other Haitian people. There are still white people who are Haitian. You feel me? There are
Yeah.
still white people who are biracial, who are African American. You feel me? So unless, but you start to like unjustly decategorize people based on their race, and that's still inherently problematic.
Okay. Okay, so that's problematic. But if I just want to date inside my race just because that's not no problem, right?
No, because I feel like you got it. You get a pass thing in your race. That's like
Yeah.
that's my rule of thumb.
Okay, but okay, so let's say I just want to date Latinas then only because of the shit I see on porn. Is
Yeah,
that me
that's definitely a problem.
decharacterizing? Yeah, okay, okay. Yeah, I agree with that too. That's me decharacterizing the other Latinas that aren't big butts, that aren't, you know what I'm saying, like you see on the internet.
Yeah, because I feel like our attraction is kind of based on like what we grew up around, right? You're gonna date what's available. That's just the fundamental truth, right?
Hmm.
So the white person does like happens to grow up in like in a densely black populated area and dates like black girls because or I'm not gonna fault him for that. You feel me? Because like
Yeah.
you can't like date a white person if they're a white person I never nowhere near you.
Yeah. I feel like you really changed my perspective on it a little bit because I just thought it was like a win's a win. Like if they're not calling you hard ER, if they're not physically
Yeah.
harming you, if they're just trying to sexually appease you, I feel like that's a win. But when you break it down, the reason behind their way of thinking, why they're doing it, is only because of my skin color, or only because of what they see on social media with the BBC. Then you are changing my character because I could be a guy with a shrimp who likes anime, but you see on the internet that black people tote guns, so you know what I'm saying? You're already judging
Mhm.
me before I get to, you know what I'm saying, show you my character. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because
It,
racism goes like fall within the concept of, oh, I hate you because you're this. It goes deeper than
yeah.
that.
Yeah. So having a predetermined notion on someone based on what you see online about that minority group and approaching someone just off what you see online, that's like racism.
Yes.
Mm. No, I agree.
Okay then. So it's,
That's it. Y'all done?
yep.
That's crazy, John.
What's crazy?
That's crazy. Well, while y'all was doing that, we got a new person. Say what's up, Christian.
Yo, yo, yo.
You really got a Diddy picture, bro.
I'm gonna call
Bro, I
some
just
on.
had to. Just had
All
to
right.
put it.
Well, I hope y'all enjoyed that part of the stream.
Oh, that's
YouTube video, she posted soon. Jose probably posted immediately.